my own name. Okay, so I've been doing a little bit of work on the Jigsaw inventory. I've got some refactoring in place. Sure that I've only got like.
Don't fuck up your sleep.
I've only got like a few minutes before work, but I'm gonna go ahead and show this off real quick. Okay. We'll just click play. So pretty much what I've done so far is if you move a single one by one item, then I've just left the logic to how it was. And I've refactored it, and we're getting closer. So if I take this and I move it around, it takes up 2 slots, but well, I don't know what the logic is it's using for 2 slots. I mean, I wrote it, but this is some weird shit, man. But yeah, I'll take a look at this and figure out what's going on. I can go ahead and show. We just got an inventory full M16. Take a look at this and show. We'll show some of the code changes I've made. So within ArcInventory, there are what's called processors for inventory update changes, such as like equipment and active. So if you've got, if I go to my inventory, this guy, you can see with this framework we've got like, you know, we got what, 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 processors. One for bag, equipment, active, and stacking. So each processor sort of does what exactly like it sounds like it does. Equipment is like, alright, I put on this armor, so I get +3 armor. And active is, I've put on a sword, now I can use sword attacks. I've put it on a wand, now I can use I've had a cadaver, right? So what I did was I extended the ArcInventory processor bag, made it a grid bag too, so we can go take a look at that. And so because I was sort of assuming all of my inventory slots, their slot ID would line up, you know, from to like a grid ID of, you know, 0 is equal to 0, 0, and if you're on the 3rd index of the slot of the grid slots, then you would be like 0, 1, 3. That would be like 4, 0, like I showed in the last one. You know, sort of drawn out a matrix. But that is not always the case because there's custom inventory slots too, like, you know, your armor, your chest, your legs, whatever, right? So the first slot on that grid inventory slot, the first slot in the back slot array is not always going to be 0. So this is how I'm trying to solve it. Seems to be working from a functional standpoint. It seems to be sort of I think it's a lot cleaner. Okay, so I go, this is modular, this is our own modular. We'll take a look at that in a second. So this one, where the original ArcInventory processor bag had like bag slot count, bag slot tags, filter, right? So it's got all these, and then whenever it boots up, it gets the bag slot tags and yada yada yada. Okay, so this is the important part, bag slot count. So for the bag slot count, for how many of our bags slots we have, we're going to create create an inventory slot. So this actually returns a slot ref, and so I wanted to hook into this and sort of create a map for it. And this is going to be a little bit overkill for now. I can refactor it later, but I just wanted to make sure I get everything right. So what is going on here is I've got a ArcInventory processor bag, and we just override that on begin play implementation, and we've got a couple of grid ID to slot maps. I don't even know if I'm going to use these in this location, but here's what they look like. Here's what the new on what begin play one looks like. It used to look like this. It just created the slot. Now it is now it is creating a slot ref. Here's that grid inventory slot ref. I add it to some maps. I add the slot ID to a grid ID to slot map, so that's just the T map of N32, N32, and this one's a T map of N32 with the slot ID, or the grid ID rather, and the slot ref itself. And then mapping, so this is in order to replicate this across the network, you can't replicate T maps. So I'm just setting myself up in the future for this one. So I create a mapping and I set up all these slot ID, grid slot ID, and item slot ID. And so we can take a look at what struct that looks like. Okay, so this one's the item slot ref, slot ID, grid slot ID. So it just stores all these, right? And so I take this and I pass it. Here it is. So I get my owning inventory and cast it to EFC arc. So that's my extended class from it. And I set item grid mapping. So what does this look like? All that does is it goes through, sets the mappings, and then for each mapping it goes through and adds it to a T map, right? Because we can't replicate it. So eventually I'm going to make it to where this thing sort of replicates and multicasts across all clients. But that's for a later date. Let's just get this working by itself, and then we work that later, right? Okay, so set item grid mappings. Okay, blah blah blah. That's where, I think that's about where. Okay, and I changed some of the implementations that we worked on before, which was get grid locations. There are a lot of references. In fact, I bet that might be why we're seeing some weird issues. There's a lot of references that are referencing plot index, talking about that assumption I was talking about earlier, which is not grid position 0,0, not always going to plot index, plot ID 0. Assuming maybe somewhere else in here having that assumption. Got about 10 minutes for my work day, so I'm gonna figure that out quick and then probably back on later. So here we got some logic. We're setting it up to where if we swapped out, so this is the original functionality of swap items. So I've got that, I'm calling it, and then I'm saying, all right, did that actually swap? So depending on that for the logic around the original slots. And then is normal size item. That's saying, all right, well, let's get our item grid size. If it's our item grid size 1 by 1, if it is, then it's a normal item. We don't have to fuck with it. So that's the logic. So we do fuck with it. If we should remove it from the old slots, yeah. We're gonna say yeah for now. Just can adjust that later. We're like, need to. So, desk slot rest, desk item original locations. This is the upcoming slots that we're gonna put it in. Okay, that's where like part of the issue is. Source item, new grid location. So here we're going to get all grid locations for item placement. So that would actually be, we're taking, after we set up the basic set for both one, we're caching all those places before we actually swap items. So cache variables for parent class processes basic item swap. All this is, okay, and then here, source item. So the source item, the item we're going to move, new grid locations. So the new grid locations. And so that would be, actually it would be in the destination. We're going to get all grid locations for item placement for the new slot, new destination item grid location. That's fine. And then source item grid size. Yeah, that, maybe that's what's. All right, let's see what you got. So this again, this is Snickers, so it's one by one, whatever. So if I go here, put that there, here, put that there. Hey, what the fuck is that? What is that? So weird. Like, I guess the one right above it or something. So if I put this there, I bet the one above it and one up to the right will do. No? Weird. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay. Oh, I gotta do that. Okay, again. Alright, so desk item original location. The desk item, these are all the new these destination item, or actually it would be like, it's all gonna be the destination slot refs. Destination, so these are all the new slots that we're placing in. And we're gonna get the original location for each original location. We're gonna get a slot ref for this. Yeah, so maybe that was it. Maybe. But then here we're getting caching list of slot refs for placing our source item. Here we're removing the slot, so we set it subject. So source item original location. So here we're getting the source slot refs. We're getting remove item from old slot refs. Okay. Okay. The source slot ref. Source item location, source slot ref. Okay, get the original location. This is if our destination slot refs. So if we're gonna end up placing it anyways, we don't even bother. We just continue the next loop iteration. Otherwise, we're gonna get the original item slot, source slot ref, and if that stack is equal to the source item, then we're gonna remove it from inventory. Okay, I mean, can't be that easy, but we'll see. Let's Show me what I got. Oh, did it finish? Oh. Ooh. No. Weird ass shit again. Okay. I wonder if it's something to do with like our slot into see, like I was saying. Oh, la, 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 la. Alright, let's set some breakpoints. One of these got to be wrong. Alright, so if I go here, can place item in grid location, blah blah blah. All of our shit should be here. So go here, go here. I don't care about that for now. Like, if I do this, this is currently in 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. So it should be coming from 2, 2. And I'm going to try and make it go to 3, 3, right? 0, 1, 2, 3. Two, 2 to 3, 3. Okay. Source grid location is 2 by 2. Destination grid location is 2 by 2. Oh. Oh, that's incorrect. Test item. Reveal. Yeah, I think that's what's fucking it up. Test item. Source slot ID. Where's that coming from? Yeah. Okay. Destination slot get grid location for slot index. Flip. Get grid location for slot index. That will be in the destination inventory. That probably what's part of it. And dest item. Grid size. This is something we probably won't need, right? Because we're gonna add a check in here to where essentially you can't swap items if it's not a normal item to start off with. Maybe we can add that functionality later, but it's like a complicated mess of code to fuck with, and I don't want to fuck with it. So, des item origin locations. Okay, man. Okay. Yep. All right. We're at 0, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3. All right. So our source item. Grid size. Okay, it's fine. Source item grid location 2, 2. That should be 3, 3. Cool. Okay. Now, that's the item. So our source item origin location is 1. I thought it was. It should be a 2, 2. Interesting. Going 1, 1. Okay. Happens. Oh, derp. All right. Here. Continue. Gonna crash on me now. So we're at 2, 2. We're gonna go to. Okay, so 2, 2. 3. That's good. Source item of 2. Yeah. 2, 1. Destination 1, 1. Okay. That's the original placement, but for this, be 2 locations. So, interesting. Okay, so a source item, grid size is 2. Trying to move to 3. So the location should be 3, 3, and 4, 3. Source item new locations 3, 3, and 4, 3. Okay. Cool. Okay. Let's move it to 1, 1. Do anything? Okay. Then it must be my. Okay, so those grid locations are good. That means something else. Maybe get slot ref for grid location. Freaking up. Destination inventory get slot ref for grid location. Okay. Oh, source item. Or source item grid locations. Why am I going through that again? Weird. Place item into slot. Okay. Why don't I just do that up top? Whatever. Oh, because I was doing. Okay, because I was doing it afterwards because I thought I might accidentally remove it at the same time. Okay, so source. Place item into slot. Oh. I should just do it here though. Okay. Take this. Comment you out. Maybe for later. Blip, blip. Blip. Alright. One last try before workday starts. You know, oh, Alright, I'm gonna need you for right now. You go here. Okay. Okay, 2, 2. Okay, so. And, okay, that's more consistent. You know? Okay. Interesting. Alright, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Closer. Alright. Ciao.